Good morning. Welcome to CSL. Here we are, brand new day. Woo-hoo, woo, good morning. All right, let's sing, huh? Woo.
Come to me, my highest good. They may find me when it should. They guide wisdom that they see. My highest good when it comes to me. I come to me, my highest good. They may find me when it should. They guide wisdom. My highest good when it comes to me. I come to me, my highest good. They may find me when it should. They got it wisdom, let me see. My highest good when it comes. One more time. I come to me, my highest good. They may find me when they got it wisdom, let me see. My highest good when it comes to me.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
How is everybody today?
Wonderful.
Still out here. Wonderful. Good to hear. I have a few announcements. So we will be recording this on my phone. We'll upload it to YouTube. So we do have a YouTube channel. It is called Center for Spiritual Life Delta. We have all of our messages on YouTube, plus some extra songs, maybe some prayers on there as well. So I encourage you to go to YouTube for some extra mojo and spirituality and click subscribe, because that helps us somehow on our YouTube channel. So do that as well. I think we get extra perks, like we get to maybe live stream on YouTube if we have so many likes. So, or not likes, but subscribes.
And like ice cream for dessert and stuff.
Right. Right. Sounds good. Right. So if you are not receiving our emails, which I send a link to those YouTubes over our email. If you're not on our email list, or you're not receiving them, please sign up. Legibly put your email address on the list at behind the sign on the table there, so I can add you, and you will get updates from us about other things as well. Speaking of updates, so we did have a meeting with our court counsel, and this is what I have to say. We will offer 2 more Sundays in October held outdoors, okay? Wear your coats. It's supposed to be sunny. So 2 more Sundays outdoors. The Core Council will be posting a video on YouTube about our fall and winter service intentions, and we will email a link to the YouTube to you when that video is finished. So is everybody clear what's going to happen? 2 more Sundays outside here. Watch your email for a video from the Core Council about what will happen for fall and winter services. Okay? All right. Everybody should have a handout that has our affirmations on it. If you did not get a handout, please raise your hand, and our ushers, raise it high, and our ushers will get you one so that you can participate in speaking our vision and our mission this morning together. And all of the affirmations that we will speak together are on the list. I also made up a piece of paper that has the songs that we regularly sing, and the words to them. If you're interested in that, please let the ushers know as well that you would like words to the songs that we sing all the time, because we don't have the projector anymore. So I typed those up for you if you want those. Exactly right. That is right. We actually have a new one, actually. We will be using that one day. Okay, let's see. We also will be using our journals a little bit today for a homework assignment. So if you brought your journal, you'll need that a little bit later to write a few things down, or you might have a paper and something to write with handy, or maybe you don't care, and that's okay too. So if you do. We're going to be doing that. Let's see, what else? Wednesday night. This coming Wednesday night, I will be posting a few things about Drumming Circle. You can look for that. And I owe you an apology for last Wednesday night. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I walked out of here Sunday without the book. And when I was ready to record, I didn't have the book. And I was supposed to be reading out of the book. So I did come and get the book later, and I did record it, and it's uploaded. So Book Shorts is recorded and sent to your email, or you can access it directly from YouTube. I apologize for that, but that's the way it went.
Thank you, Brenda.
You are welcome. Thank you. Thanks for understanding.
Well, all it takes is time and energy, so I don't know what the problem is.
I have a lot of that. Time and energy. Okay. Let's see. What do I want to say here? I want to remind you that today we're going to take a little bit of time to share and tithe our exceptional income at the end of the service. So you might be thinking about that as well. We also have another service. We have a memorial service backed up to this service for our dear friend Amy Dyer, who her brother is with us today. He has come from Utah to be with us for her memorial service. Okay, so that will be happening kind of directly after, so you'll know what we're moving into. Okay? All right, so now I just invite you to breathe with me for a moment as we start our service here. Just a mindful breath as we ease into that center space of stillness within each one of us. And together, as CSL, together we allow our vision and our mission to be a blessing that we all call forth into the world, spoken in unison with our intention of recognizing spiritual unity with all people. So we are vision. This center offers a path for awakening to the realization of oneness, open hearts, inspired life, empowered love. Our spiritual community welcomes all people to embrace oneness as the truth of our being. Together, we see a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission? We recognize and realize the omnipresence of divine love as the truth of all.
quiet place within my mind, and I will listen, Holy Spirit. I will listen. I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will listen, Holy Spirit.
And please join me in this quiet place, in the heart center, that place of peace and calm and joy and the essence of life. That place where there is only one power, one presence, one intelligence operating in and through all as life. For God is all there is, the Alpha and the Omega. There is nothing but God, and this oneness is all good, all unconditional love, joy, harmony, and all the good of life. And I align myself and my thoughts with this truth, knowing that I am the creation and expression of this love and light. And I know that for each and every one here, that the very breath we breathe is the breath of this one life. With each breath that we take, we receive the gift of life. So I know for each and every one of us that God is right here where we are, the source and supply at the very core of our being, moving in and through and as each of us. And I accept that this flow of energy from the unseen, invisible, flows into our experience. And I call this life a miracle, a blessing, and a gift. And each breath brings the realization that I am sourced by an infinitely loving presence that withholds nothing. I expect everything in our life to enhance, to deepen. I expect and I accept our good growing, more enthusiasm, more accomplishment than ever before. I declare that a new world of ideas, of new thoughts, people and situations in our lives open to our experience of good. We are the life of God in form, in action, and all is good. And I turn my attention to the prayer requests and the desires of our hearts. I know that we are blessed with the healing movement of spirit right where we are. That peace, health, abundance, joy, love surround and saturate each request, and the truth is revealed. Divine wisdom guides each request, and divine right action is accomplished, and all is well. And I give thanks for this truth, for this healing in each area of each prayer request. Today we are so blessed by the service of the volunteers, the message, the music, all that makes this a warm, loving experience out in this warm, beautiful day. We just give thanks for the beauty of our environment and the beauty of the fellowship with each other. So grateful for this truth, grateful for spirit in our lives, grateful for this breath that we breathe. I release this word into the law, knowing it is already so in the mind of God. And we accept, knowing this is already done, as we declare together, and so it is.
soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source.
For any of you that may have some challenge in your life or some area that you would like to feel more of the fullness of spirit, please leave your request in the prayer chest, and the practitioner will be doing affirmative prayer this week, helping you uplift your life. Look in the mirror at least once every day and give thanks for the heart that continues to beat and the invisible force on which those heartbeats depend. Wayne Dyer. To the average person, it looks as though a miracle has happened, but such is not the case. It is only a miracle as everything else in life is a miracle. Ernest Holmes.
Nice, thank you, Lou, so much. Wow, isn't this breeze awesome? This reminds me of my grandma Mac. She lived like up by Red Rocks. There was an outhouse and running water, all that stuff. And she used to tell us when we were kids all the time, I have to go outside and blow the stink off. And I'm like, that's what I need to do. I need to go out and blow the stink off. So here we are, last Sunday in September of 2020. Wow, it's really hard to believe. We're focusing on cultivating my spiritual life. So we've given a lot of ideas over the past month. We are tending, we're growing, and we're paying particular attention to living a spiritual life with care and compassion. And through journaling and other processes, we have been practicing using the power of our imagination to tap into our authentic dreams and desires. Anybody doing that? Okay. We also have been practicing the sweet surrender, using forgiveness to release resentments that we may have. And last week we learned about the power of uniting our hearts with our minds. And today we'll wrap up the month with the spiritual principle. God is for me. Okay? Life is for me. It's on my side. The universe has my back. Life is good. It's all good, all the time. Everybody know that? Yeah, okay. Jim Carrey, y'all know who Jim Carrey is. He says life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. And I like to think of my life as a gift of God. Not from God, but of God. Happening for me to express and bless the world with my unique gifts. And life happens for my enjoyment of expressing those gifts. So I'd like to share with you this writing by Elise Santilli, and the title of it is how to get the universe on your side. She says, we live in a world where the ruling paradigm teaches us that we are separate, small, and capable of very little. We are taught that we must work really hard and ignore our true dreams because they are bound to be out of reach. This is not how life is supposed to be. You know those things you really want deep down in your heart, but you're scared to even think about them anymore because it hurts so much because you don't believe you can have them. She says you are born to have them. Your soul desires are yours for a reason. They come from your higher self. In truth, the power or divine intelligence that creates galaxies and stars and oceans and flowers and babies can help us to create our dreams too. If you want to know where to begin, she says, here are 3 simple ways to get the universe on your side. So I'm going to just study those ways right now. That'll be the rest of the talk here. First way, she says, change your beliefs. Has anyone ever heard that before? Right? She said beliefs are not truths. They are just thoughts you have thought over and over again. So empower yourself by choosing beliefs that serve you. Believe you are worthy of love, abundance, success, travel, or whatever it is you desire. So I'm going to share, in this Change Your Beliefs, I'm going to share a blog by Amaya Price. And she says, it's all about perception. You can look through the lens of love or fear. She says, recently at a low point in my life, I re-encountered this fundamental teaching in Gabrielle Bernstein's book, The Universe Has Your Back. It says every single situation, thing, and person in our lives may be seen through one of 2 lenses, the lens of fear or the lens of love. These are profoundly different ways to view the exact same circumstances. Nothing on the outer level has to change for you to experience a radical shift in perception. You simply have to change the lens you're looking through. She says, when I read this, I realized that I had been caught in a downward spiral of negative thinking. She says, yes, seemingly bad things have been happening in my life recently, but was it true that I had no choice but to feel bad about them? As an experiment, I decided to try describing my current life and circumstances from each perspective. And this is how things looked through the lens of fear. So she's writing down her perspective of her life through the lens of fear. She says, I am a woman in deep middle age, alone and completely without romantic prospects. My financial situation is dire. I do almost nothing that is fun or exciting. I work an unskilled job and fritter away the rest of my time without meaning or purpose. Okay? She goes, it isn't pretty, is it? I challenged myself to be brutally honest, knowing that what isn't acknowledged can't be changed. That's important there, okay? Brutally honest with yourself. No wonder I had been feeling hopeless and depressed with this story running through the back of my mind. Just reading it makes me want to crawl under a rock. So she says, here's a look at my life through the lens of love. Same life, here we go. I am learning all the time and am deeply engaged in understanding life and growing as a person. I'm a great mom. I have a wonderful, nurturing relationship with my daughter and am actively supporting her in growing into independence. I'm helping with my parents make an important transition. I'm nurturing my relationships with my siblings and friends. I help and inspire many people through my writing and coaching. I have prospects of financial security through multiple avenues. I'm healthy and young-looking, a loving, kind, and fun person who attracts others easily. I really enjoy my work and my colleagues. I live in a cute apartment in a fun and vibrant neighborhood. My present is meaningful and my future is bright and full of hope. She says that feels so much better. Same life, different lens. Nothing changed on the outside, but everything changed on the inside. You can do this exercise with literally anything or anyone. She says, I tried it on my ex-husband, who has been at the root of many of my recent troubles, and here he is through the eyes of fear. He's a total loser and impossible to work with. He's selfish and unevolved. He'll never learn or change, and I am powerless to remove myself from this situation. And here he is through the lens of love. He's scared and feels bad about himself. He doesn't know how to take responsibility, so he lashes out at others instead. He feels out of control and thinks he has no choice but to do what he's doing. I'm learning tons through this experience. She says this exercise probably won't change my ex-husband, and it doesn't make me feel all warm and fuzzy about him, but it does help me feel less triggered by his behavior and is thus more likely to contribute to a positive outcome. At the very least, it simply feels better to think this way, and that's worth a lot. So here's some journal homework for you. Write this down if you choose. You can do it later. She says, can you think of something in your life that you might be seeing through the lens of fear? I really encourage you to try this. Try describing it in all its negative glory. Don't hold back. This is not the time to be enlightened. You want to really know what story is running the show. So acknowledge that on some level, at least some of the time, this feels like the truth to you. So you're writing it from fear first, and then she says, do the opposite. What does he, she, it, whatever it is, look like through the eyes of love? What's the most positive spin you could put on the situation? And don't make anything up. This is not an exercise in fantasizing or sugarcoating. This is not about talking yourself into believing that something or someone that's bad for you is actually good. Instead, it's about trusting that even the worst situations hold the seeds of good. If only for the learning they bring about. It's looking for the silver lining, choosing to see yourself as a hero rather than a victim. I like that. When you read or say each of these stories, how do you feel? We can choose between these two feelings, but it's a choice that must be made multiple times a day. Fear is a habit that takes sustained effort to conquer. She says, what helps me is to remember that it doesn't matter how many times I fall off the beam, as long as I keep getting back on it. Another thing that helps me is to acknowledge and have compassion for the very real emotions I feel when I'm caught up in my fear story. I don't find it effective to simply will myself into a feeling of love and joy. That's really hard. Instead, I say something like, I recognize and honor that I'm feeling sad and scared, and I choose to realign with love right now. This reminds me that there is a choice to be made, because when we're in the grips of the fear story, it can seem like the only possible interpretation of events. So it gives me a little bit of breathing space just to acknowledge how I'm feeling and to follow that trail back to the story that I'm telling. Then I can choose a different story by looking through a different lens and just wait for my feelings to catch up. Your feelings will always reflect the story you're telling. So they are your best indication of whether you're looking through the lens of fear or the lens of love. It's tempting to think that we have to wait for something external to change before we can feel good. But it's incredibly freeing to realize we have the power to change our feelings by changing our perception and choosing to look through the lens of love. Wayne Dyer says it this way: when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So Ernest Holmes says, change your thinking, change your life. I just want to share a very short little blurb about my grandson, Zeke, who is 3. I'm getting a whole lot of mileage out of being with him. So anyway, I came back to church and I had him with me. I came back to get the book I forgot, right? So he comes in and he loves being here because he likes to go down to the playroom and play. And I don't know if you've been in the church, probably not, but down in the basement of the church there, we have some things pulled out from the yard sale room. We got some water down there, we got some things pulled out drying, and so there's long tables and stuff, yard sale stuff everywhere down there. And, you know, like an adult like me, you know, we walk down and we look and we're like, oh God, you know, look at all that yard sale stuff. No, we got to be cleaned up, we got to count it, we got to price it. You know, it seems like a lot of work. It's very heavy. And so I'm going down with Zeke, and he walks down, and he gets down there, and he looks, and his eyes get big, and he says, Granny B, look at all the birthday presents. Do you see that? Same situation, different lens. Right? Okay. Second way to get the universe on your side. Number 2, tune into the feeling. Feel that it's true. Okay? Want a fulfilling career, she says? Feel what that would feel like now. Want to meet your soulmate? Find ways to feel love in your life now. And she wrote that word again. Now. Okay? The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being. So if you feel like you already have your desire, it comes right to you. So most of us can image what we want more of in our lives. But the spiritual challenge always becomes actually believing that we already have it. Jesus said, as you believe, so shall it be done unto you. And he also said, your faith has made you whole. Okay? Your belief in this has made you whole. Your belief in wholeness has made you whole. In wanting something so bad, we keep ourselves locked into just that, always wanting it. Coming from the mindset that we don't have it. I call that a limited mindset because we're limiting our own good by having a core belief, that mindset, that we're separate from our good or from God. We believe more in our separation than in our connection with the divine. We want that new desire so bad because we feel that we don't have it. We feel it lacking. Do you see the problem here? So how do we begin to feel our new desire to be our truth then? Because surely if things are worked out in the invisible or the inner life before reflecting into the visible, then we must feel that it is so in order to prove our belief in it. Does that make sense to you? The feeling of the truth that I am connected with and inseparable from my source. It's this feeling that is the movement in our vibrational frequency. That vibration is the key that opens new possibilities in my life. That vibration is the proof of my true belief, wherever I am in my belief at that moment. My belief in separation brings me the appearance of lack in some way. It manifests in and as my life experiences as lack. And my belief in an inner connection with my source brings me peace and calm, knowing God is my goodness and nothing can stop it. If God is all there is, oneness, and God expresses as goodness, then God is my goodness. And I can rely on that goodness of God in spite of my past mistakes or any mistakes that I humanly make along my adventure. The goodness of God or Spirit is abundant everywhere right now. Right now. It originates within me, and I release it into the world. So I ask myself, what am I releasing? Am I even paying attention? Scripture says, "Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee." Tune into the feeling of peace by keeping your mind on the attributes of divine nature. See God everywhere, in everyone, because with God, all things are possible. But we can't forget the with God part. The third way that I'll share with you today about how to get the universe on your side is to build a stronger connection with your soul. That's what we've been practicing here this month, building a stronger connection. So she says your soul or spirit or higher self, that part of you which is bigger than your body, has the knowledge and answers and guidance that you seek. But you have to invite it to help you out. She says, begin to ask for guidance and support to lead you where you want to go. And I add, be patient. So I had these little cards. One of my friends brought me these Yogananda cards from the center in California, and I've just enjoyed them so much. And I picked out the card, they're called paragrams. I picked out the card Patience. So this is Yogananda on patience. He says, when tilling ground for this cultivation of crops, one needs patience to destroy all useless weeds and to wait, even though the ground appears barren, until the hidden good seeds sprout into plants. It requires still more patience to clear the field of consciousness that is overgrown with weeds of useless attachments to sense pleasures, which are very difficult to uproot. Yet when the field of consciousness is cleared and sown with seeds of good qualities, plants of noble activities sprout forth, yielding abundantly the fruits of a real happiness. Above all, have the patience to seek communion with God through deep meditation and become acquainted with your indestructible soul hidden within your perishable earthly body. I had to read that because it said indestructible soul. Now, it's really not possible to do anything to get the universe on your side. Just saying. Because the universe is never not on your side. I don't want to lose that. There we go. You see, no matter what you do, you can't stop the universe or God or life from being for you. This spiritual existence is who you really are if we look from oneness. If God is all there is, I too, and you, are included in that oneness. To see things as one is to clearly see that that one knows nothing other than itself. It just can't. It's all there is. It knows nothing other than itself, which is wholeness, perfection, and completeness in every moment. There's that word again. Every moment. Even right now. One can never be against itself or separated from itself. It is forever living as truth and joy, delighting in its divine creation, which is you and me. Nothing you do or don't do can stop God from expressing itself in full as the awesome you. You rightfully are that awesome person right now. You can only misinterpret the message by believing more in the world than in your divine nature, your very source of being. Even if I fail or fall or totally mess up in this moment, the very next moment is rearranged and set up for me to recognize once again my connection and power in knowing God has my back. The buck stops with God. In absolute truth, I have no life of my own. I am living the life of God, either in the flow of love and joy or in fear of being separate, resisting what is happening and suffering the consequences of that fear. Either way, God will have its way with me, you see, because it's impossible for God to be or know anything other than everything. With all the information, all the answers are already known. Scripture says, I will answer before you ask. Life is for me always. I can relax. I can enjoy. I can spread my love and joy to you. I can trust the best is yet to be. Life is for me, constantly recalibrating to set me up for success in every moment. What a beautiful blessing to know this. God is goodness. God is all. All is goodness. It really is all good, all the time. Phew, what a relief. I think we should sing about that. So I want to introduce this song a little bit. During my many years as a server in the restaurant business, the one thing people would ask me most often, and talking about, customers, people I didn't have a huge relationship with, but many people. The most often question was, how do you stay so happy and grounded? And one of the things is because it was my job, but I would always answer with this, because I needed a quick answer, right? I know a secret. And I do know a secret. I've known a secret for a long time, and this talk was that secret. When I came across this song that we're going to sing, I just fell in love with it because of its fun and powerfully simple message. Almost too simple that people really, they overlook its power and they just kind of put it off. I also thought it was the perfect song for David to sing. And Roy's rocking the electric guitar on it, right? So the song is called Secret Weapon. It's written by Daniel Nahmod. But today, it's David's theme song because it fits him really great. I really love it. And I invite you to make it your theme song as well. So I hope you enjoy Secret Weapon.
Let me get it out
You might think that my smile is you're Mr. Pride, how I manage my untroubled mind. You shake your head when I tell you life is wonderful, that I'm feeling fine in the midst of seven times. Oh, I'll tell you why, 'cause I've got a secret weapon. I carry it in my heart. Oh, I've got a secret weapon. I could never fall too far. Secret weapon. Yeah. I'm not trying to be coy or mysterious. I'm just trying to find the words to describe what a feeling, not crazy, not delirious. Kinda like a supernatural high. Oh, I'll tell you why, 'cause I've got a secret, that's it. I carry it in my heart. Oh, I've got a secret weapon. I can never fall too far. Secret weapon. Have you figured it out, what I'm talking about? Or do I need to say it loud and clear? It's a simple truth that you already knew, but one not everybody's ready to hear. Once you open my mind, there's not a day I don't find that it's the answer to my darkest fear. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It may not always look like it, but it's all good. It may not always feel like it, but it's all good. And through my fears I know it will. It's all good. Once I find the perfection in it, I've got a secret weapon. I carry it in my heart. Oh, I've got a secret weapon. I can never fall too far. Secret weapon. Secret weapon. Secret weapon. Secret weapon.
All right, now we all get to sing. Here we go.
God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. 'Cause you are the very breath I breathe. And your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
Okay, now as the ushers get ready, this is our time to consciously engage in the law of circulation in a conscious manner. So if you take your gift in your hand and know with me that I accept the abundance of the unlimited presence that sustains me, that is my unlimited supply, and as I receive, I gratefully give, participating in the givingness of God. And our affirmation, God is my source and my power, and I give thanks for all my blessings.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
And these blessings are gratefully received as they go forth, blessing ourselves, our church, our community, and our world. And so it is.
Okay, so if anybody is the first time here to CSL, welcome. We all welcome you here. If you have questions about the center, we don't really know right now. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of.
We don't have any answers.
Tamara, she is able to take your debit or credit card if you choose to tithe or pay for anything with that, and she'll be running around. She also can answer questions about our center if you have them. We welcome you to stay around a little bit for a little bit of fellowship after, and we will be transitioning into our next service as well. So welcome, thank you for being here if it's your first time. I just want to remind you about prayer requests. Lou talked just a little bit when she was up here. Where did Lou go? Oh, there she is. She's hiding back there. Lou is a licensed practitioner of Science of Mind with Ernest Holmes, and she has volunteered to pray on behalf of you if you put a prayer request into the box, okay? So there's prayer request forms. Fill out, it just asks for the good you desire. Put down what the good you desire is, fold that up and put it in the box. Lou will take those home, and on her spiritual time, she will pray for you on behalf of you. So thank you so much, Lou, for that. And I really encourage you to put prayers in. It's free and it's powerful. So good way to move that energy, okay? All right, I think we're at repetitive affirmations. So get out your paper. This is the last time for these. There's 1 through 5, and we're just going to out loud all together in one voice. We're going to claim these truths as our own, okay? Here we go. I am open to the divine wisdom within me. I trust that my life is unfolding perfectly. I am willing to be all I am created to be. I am grateful for my spiritual life, and life is for me, and so it is.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Okay, we're at our last affirmation, which is my favorite. So I just like the word. So get it out and let's say it together. Here we go. I am getting in touch with my indestructible